Hello, hello. So I am back with another video, and this time we're talking about those questions that you're going to want to ask a contractor, a gig worker, just anyone who you hope to do business with in the future, okay? And you can even ask me. So, some of the things that I've come across when it comes to small businesses is that they're not always able to ask the right questions because they don't really know what they want. Sometimes we're still trying to figure this thing out. I don't know really what I'm after, but if I tell you this, maybe you can help me out. And maybe ChatGPT can help you out too. But one of the things that I just know from personal experience is that I want to know what the strengths and the weaknesses are. If I'm going to partner with someone, I want to know what they're known for doing and doing well. What they don't do so well, but they're willing to hire outside contractors. I don't have a problem with it. You know, you're going to be my point of contact. You've got a team of people. Great. Okay. Because I'd rather have that team of people who know what they're doing than for you to try to wing it because I'm trying to go for um, a cheaper cost or something like that. Let's just deal with the best of them. What's your biggest need? What exactly is it that you, as the business owner, what is your biggest need? Because they're going to ask you that. Okay. And when they ask you that, you should have a ready answer. Not a, I really don't know when it comes to the priority, when it comes to the most important service, what do you intend on getting from that individual who's your gig worker, your contractor, your employee? Okay. We want to also know, are they going to be able to deliver? And you want to give them a time frame if they haven't asked you what's your time frame. Okay. Expectations on both sides. What should I be expecting from you? What should you be expecting from me? Okay. We're also going to ask, what typically do you anticipate from your worker who does ABC for you? Because sometimes you may have worked with other people in the past. You might even have something already written up, already drawn up. Let me give this to you. This is what we typically expect. These are our expectations. This is what a typical workday is like for us, all of that good stuff. Personally, with a question like this, if you don't have a clue, that's a red flag for me as a gig worker, as a contractor, as a partner. You know, if you can't tell me exactly what this is something that you say that you do all the time, right? That you always hire contractors for this, then you should be giving me some idea in terms of what is expected, because you typically use people for this particular role, for this task. One particular lady that I spoke to some years back, she said that this is what we do, and I was like, great. And so this is what we expect. Okay, great. But then they just couldn't make the time. They couldn't make the time to give me what they wanted me to do. We never got to what the payout was going to be, none of it. And so, no, I'm not chasing after people. I'm not going to ask you, too much of anything. If we've already had the meeting and now all I'm doing is waiting for you to give me the rest of the information. Okay. And day 1 has passed, day 5 has passed. My calendar is now full. I don't have room for you. Okay. The equipment that we're using in order to get this project done. Am I using your equipment? Are you sending me some equipment? Am I using my equipment? What are we doing here with equipment? Okay. A couple companies that I work with, they supplied me with the equipment, which was perfect. And then I sent the equipment back when we were done. This way, there was no issues in terms of proprietary information. I used your computer, use your network, your VPN, so we don't have that to worry about. When it came down to phone calls, because I did one while there offer phone services, customer service related, and that was because everything else wasn't coming in. All of my other services that I offered, they just weren't happening. AI showed up, and a lot of things we could do it ourselves. So then that's when I shifted and started offering customer service assistance, since that was huge and still is huge. But that's not something that I do now. I'm really focused on the writing aspect, the social media marketing, the content marketing, all of that. AI related types of tasks, but not phones. But when I did, they provided me with a script. So, and then for another company, I wrote the script and gave that out to some individuals who offer their customer service. And I do have a contact who does um, sales calls. Okay. So, this sort of thing does happen where you might not have a script in mind, but you need someone to write the script. That I can do. Okay. So always let your contractor know what you're willing to supply, the equipment, the script, all of that good stuff. The process at which work is handled. So if, for instance, you were offering or you were needing someone to do sales calls, what's the process in terms of transferring a call that's not a sales call? You see, what type of phone system are we using? Okay. Are you going to supply training on that phone system? You see, these were things that I asked, and they did supply that for me. The daily responsibilities. What is most important? Okay. What must we have done? What is the deadline in terms of getting that done? And then what is the second task, the third task, and fourth task? Because sometimes with these projects, you might be having someone on board for multiple things and not just one thing. So if I'm doing, for instance, uh, let's see, a business plan for you, but then I'm also doing some auto scheduling of your social media posts that you already have completed. What is the priority and what's the time frame? Okay. The software that you use is crucial, because there may be some software that I'm using that's similar to that software, but I might want to research before we do the project to make sure that that software is something that I can handle. And if it's not something that I can handle, I'm going to reach out to you and ask you, do you have the manual? Do you have some time to train me real quick on this? Is there a video that you consider is a very good tutorial video that I can learn from? Also, what are some other tools that you use? Do you use calendars, like a Google Calendar? Do you use Zoom? Or do you use Telegram? Are there any project management apps that you use? These are questions that you're asking your contractors, your gig workers. And of course, let us talk about pay. And is this going to be hourly? And is there something out there where I'm going to submit my time? One particular company, they did that. So all I had to do was just submit my time. They knew when I was on, when I was off. Because of Slack, they were able to see when I was available and when I was working on their project. So these are things to consider. I know for some of you all, you're just starting out, right? You're so excited about all of these cool projects that you want to take on. But you also need to make sure that you're asking the right questions and that there's a meeting of the minds when it comes to expanding, right? And getting other people involved. We want things to be professional. I know I'm a stickler for that sort of thing. I like casual conversation, don't get me wrong, but I also want to have the professional conversation where we're all on the same page, and there's, very, very little room for error. So, well, thank you. Thank you as always for taking time out to listen. Please do like, subscribe, share, comment if this has been of value. And feel free to check out the next video.